Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and I'm bringing you a little follow-up episode here of the Pokemon Blue playthrough, which is officially concluded, but I was kind of on the fence about whether or not to do this particular episode, because as you'll see what I'm about to do in this video, I didn't do in my initial playthrough back on my original Game Boy in Pokemon Blue, but I kind of didn't feel right leaving things unfinished in this sense, as you'll see what I'm talking about when I get into it. As a Pokemon League champion, which I currently am, how could I allow the last two legendary Pokemon of the Kanto region to remain uncaptured and unadded to the collection? Now, I don't know how this is going to play out, but there are two Pokemon left to get, and if I do manage to capture them, awesome, great, but they don't count in the whole collection that I've been getting over the past several episodes, so this is more like a what if, how would I have dealt with these legendaries if I did encounter them? So what we're going to do, we're here at the Pokemon League. You're going to see I'm bringing my initial team of Shelbert, Pikachu, Squeak, Chirp, Critter, and Rocky. We're not going to go over the full movesets. They are pretty much the same as you saw at the end of the Pokemon League Challenge. But you see, Shelbert knows Strength right now, because I want to bring my main 6 to go after these legendary Pokemon. And Snoozer was our Strength-using Pokemon, but we wanted to keep him in reserve, so I just taught Shelbert Strength. I replaced Withdraw, because I don't think that's going to come in very handy for what we're about to do, as we take on these special base legendary Pokemon. I am stocked up and topped up with Pokeballs, and I do have Revives as well. So I just want to speed through this and try to get to the encounters as quickly as I can. I kind of alluded to the fact that there was something that was missing here in Victory Road, and as you'll see, I do have that Master Ball as well if I need to use it, but as I've said before, I prefer not to use Master Balls. I like just the regular basic Pokeballs for these captures. So it's going to make things interesting, to say the least. Now, what's the quickest way to get to Moltres? Not this way, because we're blocked off, of course, so let's go up and strength our way through here. I'm trying to get through this as quickly as I can. I don't want to waste too much time going through and trying to navigate our way to the legendary Pokemon. Moltres is right up above us, I believe. Or is it? No, but the ladder to it is. Okay, I know where I'm at now. Now, as you're watching this episode, I'm on my way, or rather, I'm probably currently at a Pokemon League TCG event that, for the first time... Oh, there's an item here. Guard Spec. Will that come in handy? I don't know. But here we do see legendary Moltres. Now, what I was going to say is I'm currently off at a Pokemon TCG event in a neighboring city of Fredericton, New Brunswick. My first time I'm going to be partaking. One of those words. I'm involved in a Pokemon TCG battle, a tournament, and I don't know how it's going to play out because I've been doing just the professor stuff at my own local league, but I like the thought of going and competing at other towns, kind of like when you go from town to town in the Pokemon video games, getting badges. So I will give you an update on how well I did there, but first of all, we know we have to put this thing to sleep, but I do want to go ahead and lower its accuracy first. So Pikachu, I think, is our fastest Pokemon that can use an accuracy dropping move. Speed is 114. Chirp might have him beat a little bit. Yeah, by 1 point. Okay, so let's go ahead and lead with Chirp. And we're going to go for the 6 built up... What am I trying to say? 6 stacked sand attacks. There we go. Alright, so it is time for our first legendary encounter. Yow, indeed. This is the legendary Moltres, which I did leave sort of as a unexpected encounter. I didn't even mention it really, I just saw the bird at a distance, but Wild Moltres appears, level 50 as the other 2 birds were. Let's see if we can get the capture on this, starting off with the blinding accuracy loss of the sand attacks. That was painful. So I think it has Fire Spin. Peck and Fire Spin if I remember correctly. Alright, there's 2 sand attacks, 3 sand attacks in. Let's see your fire move, I want to see what you have. There's 4. Now, of course, as we know, we do have to put these legendary Pokemon to sleep for a Pokeball to even be able to hit it. So, the only Pokemon we have that can do that is our Flying and Bug-type Critter, the Butterfree. Alright, so we got it as low as the accuracy is going to let us. I could Whirlwind it, but no. What's the best way to weaken this? Well, if we need to lower it slightly, a little bit, I have Mega Drain for Critter, but I think we're going to go with... I don't want to risk Body Slam from Pikachu. I'm just going to go into Squeak. We have Quick Attack. I don't think we're going to one-hit KO with a critical Quick Attack. Do we still have Quick Attack? Now I'm questioning that. Yes, we do. Alright. Wait! I can Super Fang it. There's a critical Quick Attack. Alright, so I'm going to go for the Super Fangs now that I think about it. That's called strategy, everybody. We're not going to knock this thing out unless we get it down to 1 HP, at which point the Super Fang would do a minimum of half, and round it up. So, Super Fang is definitely going to come in handy. I can go at least one more. Yes, alright, so we're down as low as it's going to get. Now we're going to switch into our Butterfree and hope that they don't hit us, or hope that it doesn't hit us through all those sand attacks. Wouldn't you know it? So, of course, we're going to switch out at this point. Once we do switch out, the Fire Spin does end. So let's go into Shelbert. Let's let him have a look at this legendary Moltres, the Fiery Phoenix itself. And it lands another attack. Alright, so back into our Butterfree. Since he did take a hit, the accuracy and law of percentages and all that stuff dictates you have to miss. So it hits us with Peck. Fortunately not as powerful as Drill Peck, so we will survive that. Now, let's land that Sleep Powder. Are you kidding me? There we go. Alright, Moltres is sleeping just at minimal HP. It stays asleep. Now to start throwing out the Pokeballs. Leave a comment down below before I do this. Do you think I'm going to get it on the first Pokeball? Leave your votes now. Let's do it. Alright. Pokeball, go. Wouldn't you know it? Alright, immediate breakout. So this might take a little while, but I think we're in a better position than we were against the other two legendary birds, because we do have that Super Fang. Breaks out again. Alright, so... Okay, now, leave your comments below. How many Pokeballs do you think it's going to take? This is our third one. And there you have it. How interesting, the third bird took 3 Pokeballs. New Pokedex data for Moltres. Moltres, the flame Pokemon, known as the legendary bird of fire. Every flap of its wings creates a dazzling flash of flames. Nickname, nope. Moltres transferred to Bill's PC. Alright, so that was a pretty easy capture. Only 3 Pokeballs. We're going to dig our way out of here. And I think this should take us back to Cerulean City, if I'm correct. And here we're going to pick up some more Pokeballs. Just going to replace those 3 that we used. Oh, my Repel wore off. But we're going to head into the Unknown Dungeon, which is really the main reason I wanted to do this. I wanted to show off all the regions and areas of the game that I could. And Unknown Dungeon is something you can only access after you become Pokemon League Champion. So let's do a quick heal up in the Pokemon Center. Bike our way back. I should have done that first since I was already there. But here we go. The bike makes things so much quicker. A heal up from Nurse Joy as we go to take on... Now this, of course, is going to be the bigger challenge because for those of you that are not aware, the legendary Mewtwo is level 70. And we haven't even broken level 50 yet, despite becoming Pokemon League Champion. So, how many more times can I say I'm Pokemon League Champion? I'm going to not let that go to my head if I can help it. So I'm going to go across Nugget Bridge, past all these trainers, and we saw this area some time ago. Shelbert is going to surf us. Now, I'm not sure how Repel works exactly. I think it only repels wild Pokemon that are weaker than your Pokemon in the lead. In fact, I'm going to use another Repel right now so we don't get attacked in the water. But since we do not have high-level Pokemon past level 50, does that mean we're still going to be attacked in Unknown Dungeon? I don't know, but I guess I'm about to learn something today as well. Here we are, the Unknown Dungeon, which you can see early on in the game, of course, from Cerulean City. And I was wondering if we need Flash or not, but apparently not. And I don't recall if we even need Strength, but I'm going to assume that we do. So I think the way to get through here, we just have to surf all the way around as far as we can. And the ladder that we would take now, there's a lot of items you can get. I'm just going to pass the items. We're not here to pick up anything for our collection other than the legendary Pokemon itself. Do I head around there? I think I do. Yes, this must be the way. There are wild encounters. Okay, so we are slightly underleveled compared to these wild Pokemon. Level 49, but I think with our fastest Pokemon in front, we can just run from these things. There's that Repel, so we're going to go ahead and fire one off again. Try to minimize as many encounters as possible. I'm pretty sure that the different levels of Repel only have an effect on how long they last. Ooh, Wild Kadabra. You're pretty fast. Are we going to be able to outspeed you and escape? I'm going to say yes, okay. There we go. So I wonder what these items are. I could pick them up, but no thanks. Oh, so this is where the maze part comes in. Let's see if I can get through with my memory. Okay, I'm going to head down here. Something tells me I gotta go this way. Well, something tells me I'm completely wrong. And I think there's Magneton in here. There's also Rhydon, apparently. And I'm fairly certain we can outspeed you and escape, despite being 5 levels lower. Let's find out. Yes, Chirp, you are a speed demon, you are. But if only we could run away from all these encounters before they hit us. Alright, Venomoth. There's a lot of interesting Pokemon here in the Unknown Dungeon. And I believe there are Ditto here that might only be in Yellow. I cannot recall. So that's the letter we came up from. And it's interesting, you would think that being a dungeon you would go down the ladder, but no, these are up ladders, taking us higher into the dungeon. More like a mountain area, I suppose. One of the reasons I'm doing this too is, back when I wrote my original Pokemon stories, I wrote myself into the storyline of Mewtwo Strikes Back. And this is sort of representing the fact that I did encounter Mewtwo at one point story-wise. So let's see if this one goes as well as it did last time, which was basically, I didn't do much, of course. I didn't want to overall affect the story of the movie itself. I just kind of peppered myself in throughout. This one we might not be able to run away from. I'm going to switch to Rocky, just in case it goes for an electric move, or, of course, a self-destruct would be a problem as well. I think they can learn Explosion at this level, though. Come on back, Chirp. And it goes for the self-destruct. Well, our most defensive Pokemon is currently on the field, so we're going to be able to handle that nicely. Even a critical hit. Not as nice as I would have liked, but of course, we can't help being critical hit. Do we have any healing items? I'm wondering right now. Full restore? Yeah, we got 9 of those. I'm going to go right ahead. Try to keep our team as high as we can as we go for this last legendary encounter. But I'm wondering how I'm going to do in this TCG tournament. I'm going to use one of my kooky strategies, which, if you want to go back and check on the channel, it is the Marowak Break, in which I use Milotic from Flashfire to knock itself out, forcing the opponent to take a prize, and powering up Marowak Break's Bone Revenge attack. I'll be sure to give you a nice recap after all is said and done, and if I'm lucky, I'll survive this explosion attack, and then be able to tell you that I won the tournament, but of course I don't know how that's going to go just yet. Why the criticals? That was just unnecessary. But we do have revives. Wonder if Chirp's going to gain a level along the way. So let's bring Rocky back and we'll full restore him once more. My plan for Mewtwo. Now, I was initially thinking of going for the Stun Spore from Critter. Since he has the highest special, I didn't need that. But since he has the highest special, I figure he can survive the psychic attacks of Mewtwo the best. I can go for the Stun Spore so the team can outspeed, but that's going to completely fail because we need Mewtwo to be asleep to be able to use a Pokeball against it. So I do need to... There's Ditto. We should be able to... What the? Level 65? Are we going to be able to... Yep, sweet. So I am going to have to try to get that Mewtwo blinded first, and I'm going to have to use the Sleep Powder, of course. Hey, Marowak, I got one of you on my collection. You're pretty slow, too, so we should be able to flee from you, and even if we don't, you got pretty much nothing but ground attacks. So we are in the right area. If we can just get past these things, and look at the levels that we're encountering. This would be a good place to grind for the Elite Four. If only you could come in here before taking them on and defeating them. But regardless, let's go back into Rocky, and let him take this explosive attack, of course. Yep, explosion. Now, is it going to be a critical hit again, folks? Leave your votes in the comments below. Sweet, alright. I'm going to wait and full restore him later. He can take another self-destruct and explosion at that rate. But we are nearing the Pokemon in question, I am sure. Hi, Wild Raichu! You're going to be fast at level 64. You know what, I'm just going to try running anyway. Yep. How much will this do? It's not Thunderbolt. We can take maybe another one of those? Alright, we escape. Alright, so... Another wild encounter! Isn't this amazing? Wild Ditto. Were we lucky to escape last time? You are 2 levels higher. You are 20 levels above our Pidgeot. I almost said Pidgeotto. So we have to, I believe, surf once again. I'm kind of curious what these items are, but I don't need them. I've got everything I need to capture Mewtwo. I've got 50 Pokeballs. I've got my team of Kanto champions right here. Let's hop on Shelbert and surf over to Mewtwo. Get ready, folks. I'm almost there. And I'm getting attacked again. It's gonna be another ride-on. We can run from this. I apologize for all the wild encounters, but I kind of like the fact that I am low-leveled. that I managed to defeat the Elite Four, and I'm happy about that too, as I'll explain once we get into the Pokemon Silver playthrough, which, by the way, is going to start as early as tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. I want to roll right into the next, speaking of roll, Electrode here, I want to roll right into Gen 2 to try to speed through all the Generations playthroughs, try to get myself caught up on the channel, up to the point that Sun and Moon come out, and I want to see if I have the technology to be able to roll right into playing those ones. So, are you getting a critical hit? Because we should survive a non-critical. Wait for it, wait for it. Yes, we survived. Not that it really matters, of course, we do have the revives. Ooh, level 50, Rocky, that might come in handy. That special stat could survive a Psychic. I doubt it, but we're gonna hope for the best. Let's go ahead and full restore right now. I'll just give Chirp the full restore as well. Get the team back up and rolling. Alright, one for Rocky. And we should be near the last leg of this journey. So now, I'm going to say, leave your comments below and, vote how many Pokeballs you think it's going to take to capture Mewtwo if we even get to the point that it's weak enough to be able to capture. I'm fairly certain it has the moveset that includes Recover, which is going to be a major problem. But Squeak's Super Fang should come in handy up until the point that it goes for the Recover anyway. Now, in current generations, you do have the option to stall out the opposing Pokemon's PP and have them use all their recovers, that way they cannot recover anymore. But in Pokemon Generation 1, PP stalling was not a thing because the enemy Pokemon have infinite PP. But here we are, folks, just as Repel wears off. So, we are going to lead with our fastest blinding Pokemon, Chirp. And let's get this underway. Mew, where's the tune? Anyway, we're beginning. This is it, the genetic Pokemon, Mewtwo, level 70. I don't know how this is gonna go. Pretty much like that. So down goes Chirp. I think I'm gonna go and just send Rocky in and hope it goes for something other than Psychic as we go for Sand Attack. Pikachu and Shelbert are essentially on the team right now just to take some hits while we revive other Pokemon. Excellent, there's a Recover, we have a chance to Sand Attack. I'm gonna go for maximum Sand Attacks, of course. Keep recovering all you like, Mewtwo. I mean, now, don't do it later when we actually damage you. There's one miss, nice, there's 3 Sand Attacks in. Gonna keep this up. Yeah, of course, Swift Attack is always going to hit, but it's a non-stab, physical type attack, and look at Rocky's defense pulling through. Barrier, that could be a problem, but of course, as I said, we're going to go for the Super Fangs to ignore any defensive boost like that. That should be 6 Sand Attacks now, I believe. Let's go ahead and go into, I'm thinking, Critter now for the Sleep. No, I'm going to go Squeak first, go for the Super Fangs. I realized I didn't bring any PP restoring items, which would have been handy, because we're going to not have that many Super Fangs. We'll look at 10. Let's go, yeah, Super Fang right now. I was thinking Hyper Fang, but no. I want to go for the maximum HP loss of the Super Fang. I could also Tail Whip it, but it's not really going to matter. It has the... No, okay, so this is the problem. Recover's going to heal off pretty much all the damage that Super Fang does. I think I should probably put it to Sleep first. Sleep does last a lot longer in this generation, so that is probably the better way to go. Once it's asleep, we can keep Super Fanging away and then go for the Pokeballs. If it wakes up and recovers, I'm going to start this whole process all over again. So take a nap, Mewtwo. Critter's defense is not very good. We don't have Growl or anything, do we? But we land the Sleep Powder. Mewtwo takes a nap. Let's go back into Squeak. And I want to Super Fang at least till it's in the red before I try throwing any Pokeballs. So let's go ahead, Super Fang away. Please don't wake up too fast. We want to get you low before that happens. We'll go for one more to put you into the red. You're still sleeping, excellent. Now, it might be too early to go for a Pokeball right now, but I'm gonna Super Fang. Oh, it woke up! Alright, so that is a problem. Let's go back into Critter, who won't survive a Swift Attack if it goes for it, which is going to be a problem. But it goes for Psychic. Can we dodge another move? Yes, we can! Sleep Powder, land, please! I said, please! Okay, Barrier, fine, go for that. We put you to sleep. We're in a good spot to try to capture you. Just land the sleep powder. There we go. Can we make this capture? First Pokeball, go. Wait for it. Broke out immediately, alright. Still sleeping, not a problem. If only I had something that could have slowed this Mewtwo down as well. But I do not. Come on. Broke out. That's alright. We're going to keep going for these Pokeballs. We have 50. I wonder if we're going to have to go through every single one of these. Okay, there's 3 down. I might want to try Sleep Powder again in a moment, just predicting that it's going to wake up. Alright, broke out. I'm going to go Sleep Powder right now. I have a feeling it's about to wake up anytime. Still sleeping. Alright, I'm going to go for another Sleep Powder. I'm going to keep doing this until we put it right back to sleep. Woke up. Sleep Powder. Sweet. Alright. Pokeballs, do your stuff. This is our 5th one, I think. I kind of want to weaken it a little bit more. I'm risking a crit, but I don't think Critter... Well, you know what? I can Psybeam it. There's no way we're going to knock this thing out with Psybeam, even if we critical hit, I'm sure. Look at that. It's as low as we're possibly going to get this thing. Come on, Pokeball. You can do this. We got 1. Oh, no. Do I Sleep Powder now? I think so. Still sleeping. Alright, I gotta keep doing the Sleep Powder now. The longer it stays asleep, the more likely it is to wake up at any time. So I want to make sure this thing falls right back to sleep before it can recover its HP back. There we go. Now we start throwing Pokeball after Pokeball. Come on, I am the Kanto Pokemon League champion. I can do this. If anybody can, it is me and my team. Go Pokeball! This is going to take a while. I wonder if I'm going to burn through all 50. I really hope not. And this is one of those things that I would be tempted to speed up just to show you the end result, but I don't need to because we caught Mewtwo! How many did that take? Like 7 Pokeballs? New Pokedex data added for Mewtwo. Mewtwo, the genetic Pokemon. This thing is huge. It was created by a scientist after years of horrific gene splicing and DNA engineering experiments. You want to give a nickname to Mewtwo? Not at all. We have captured the final legendaries in the Kanto region with my underleveled team, as low as they are. We have completed Pokemon Blue, except of course for completing the Pokedex and all that kind of busy work afterwards, but we're just gonna heal up right here. And I'm gonna save the game, as I say, even though this isn't part of the full accurate playthrough. This is a sort of one-off, you know, how would I do against the legendary Pokemon? And as it turns out, I'm gonna do pretty well. So, I think this bodes well for the future of our Generations playthroughs. If this team, at the level they are, has the power to capture these legendaries as we just did, I think any other legendaries we encounter in the future generations of Pokemon are going to be pretty, I'm not going to say easy captures, but pretty expected captures. Let's go with that. So I want to say thank you for checking out today's follow-up episode of the Pokemon Blue playthrough, and as I said, tomorrow, if all things go well, if I can get things recorded in time, Pokemon Silver is going to start on the channel with a little bit of a twist, a little bit of a surprise. I'm going to wait and explain that in that particular episode itself, so come on back for that. Also, it's going to be the news update day as well. News is going to be recorded Sunday, today, and Sunday night. I'm going to try and get as much up-to-date information as I can, as possible for everybody, and get that updated and uploaded, and later on Monday will be the first episode of Pokemon Silver, so as I said, come on back and check that out. So once again, thank you for checking out today's episode of Legendary Captures. I hope that you were hyped with me, giving me your support, and leading me to these captures. If so, I'm going to say it was thanks to you guys out there giving me your support that we captured these Pokemon as effortlessly as we did, as effortlessly as I can speak. Anyways, with all that, I want to say once more, thank you for checking out today's episode, the final part of Pokemon Blue, and I'll catch you next time.